All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're taking that chapter on health and disease and we're turning it into a straight-up strategic briefing. Because for you, as a future officer, this stuff isn't just biology class. Nope. This is critical field intelligence.
So the book kicks off with this classic definition, complete physical, mental, and social well-being. And yeah, that's a decent starting point. But let's be real. For a soldier, for a leader, well-being is just the bare minimum. I want you to think about it like this. Your own health, that's your primary weapons system. It's what governs your stamina, your ability to make the right call when everything's on the line, and your capacity to lead from the front. You see, a soldier who's not at 100% is a weak link. And a leader who's compromised, well, that puts the entire mission in jeopardy. So yeah, getting a handle on this is absolutely fundamental.
Okay, let's get into it. First things first, on any battlefield, what's rule number one? You've got to know your enemy. And in this fight, the enemy is usually invisible. It's silent, and trust me, it can slip past your defenses if you're not ready for it.
Your source material breaks these invisible threats down into 4 main groups, or let's call them 4 enemy battalions. Each one operates differently, attacks differently, and needs a whole different counter strategy. For now, let's zero in on the 2 you'll encounter most often.
Now this is where it gets really interesting, tactically speaking. Think of bacteria like tiny enemy invaders. They're living cells, they storm your system, and we have direct-fire weapons, antibiotics like penicillin, to take them out. But viruses? Oh, they're different. They're more like internal saboteurs. They're not really alive. They hijack your own cells and turn them into factories for more viruses. You see, the best way to fight them isn't a cure after the fact. It's preemptive intel, and that's what vaccines are.
So, knowing the enemy is one thing. But that's only half the battle, right? Now we need to figure out how they get in. What are their infiltration routes? The book lays out 3 main ways they'll try to breach your defenses. First up, a direct airborne assault. We're talking about germs that literally fly through the air in little droplets every time someone coughs or sneezes. And when you're in close quarters, man, this is probably the toughest one to defend against. And here are 2 major players in this category: tuberculosis and pneumonia. Both of them go straight for the lungs, and they can take a soldier out of the fight completely unfit for duty, just from breathing the wrong air at the wrong time. Okay, the next attack vector is a hit on your body's logistics chain, your food and water. This is a classic supply line attack. If an enemy can poison your supplies, they can bring a whole unit to its knees without ever firing a shot.
Cholera is a perfect example. It dehydrates you so fast, it can be lethal in just a matter of hours. Then you've got typhoid, which hits you with a massive, crippling fever. Both of these really drive home the point that field sanitation isn't just about being tidy. It is, without a doubt, a matter of operational security.
And finally, some of these germs are clever. They don't attack you head-on. They use agents, vectors, to do the dirty work for them. Just think of them as tiny biological drones or delivery systems. And the most infamous ones? Insects.
You've got malaria, delivered by one type of mosquito with its brutal cycles of fever and chills. And then there's dengue from another mosquito causing intense joint pain and messing with your blood. What's the lesson here? Controlling your immediate environment, that is a massive part of your defense.
Okay, so you know the enemy, and you know how they attack. The big question is, how do you build a solid defense? Well, it's not about some single magic bullet. It's about a defense in depth, a multi-layered doctrine.
The doctrine laid out here has 4 layers. It all starts with you, personal discipline, basic hygiene. That's your armor. Then you secure the area, sanitation and getting rid of those vectors. But the real game changer, the strategic force multiplier, that's vaccination.
And this is the key takeaway. A vaccine isn't just a shield, it's more like an intelligence briefing for your immune system. It gives your body a sneak peek at the enemy, a weakened or dead version, so it can learn its tactics and prepare a counterattack ahead of time. It basically builds up this memory, so if the real enemy ever shows up, your body is ready to neutralize the threat on contact, instantly.
And just look at some of these critical preemptive strikes we have in our arsenal. The BCG vaccine for TB, DPT, which protects against things like tetanus. That's a soldier's worst nightmare on the battlefield. All of these give you strategic, long-term immunity. And you have to remember, this isn't just about healthcare. This is force protection, plain and simple.
All right, time for the mission debrief. Let's boil it all down. What's the critical intel you need to walk away with from all this?
First, the immediate tactical value. Listen up.
The source material tells us you can expect 4 to 5 questions on your written exam to come straight out of this chapter. That's not a small number, guys. So you need to know this stuff cold.
But let's be absolutely clear about something. This is so much bigger than a few points on a test. This is about your fitness to lead. It's about your ability to hang in there when it gets tough. And it's about your duty to the soldiers who are going to be looking to you one day. Your readiness is their security.
And that leaves us with this final thought. Right now, your health is on you. It's your personal responsibility. But pretty soon, it's going to become your command responsibility. The health, the readiness, the well-being of your entire unit, that's going to rest on your shoulders, on your knowledge, and on your discipline. The time to start preparing for that responsibility is right now.